Good morning. Said, well, let's go ahead and do two things at once. Okay, we're going to clean some frijolitos. I'm going to tell you something today. You know when they say the truth will set you free? That doesn't mean that it has to be anybody else's truth. It is your truth. Your truth is what sets you free. A lot of times you think your truth is based on what people want to hear, what society wants to hear, and you just go along with it. It could be various things that you think, I need to believe this truth because that is what I've been told. If you walk in your own truth, there really is nothing much that is going to affect you. That's why I keep referring, get to know you. You get to know who you really are. Yesterday I did this post in reference to certain processes that I had to go through. And it's just like a tad bit of what 20 years of trying to find your own truth can be. But anyways, I got some good reactions to it. Some people messaging me and telling me, I can relate to this, relate to that. And that's exactly why I post these, because I know there will be a certain spark in your brain about your truth, right? So this person just pretty much was saying that she was going to try to answer some of these questions that I had proposed in my post to help her find out what her truth was. And I said, well, yes, you should try that. He said, but I really don't know what it is that's going wrong with me. I said, yes, you do. Yes, you do. A lot of times we tend to shut down our truth because it is convenient, because we're not ready at the moment to address it, because I got stuff going on. Got beans to cook, dishes to wash. I got to start the lunch. All these things that happen within the head of that person, within the mindset of that person. And every day that you negate those voices that are trying to come out of you, is more of the suffocating of that truth that's wanting to come out. And that is why we have people with anxiety. That's how I found out I had those anxious thoughts, because I was consistently negating my truth, my desires, my thoughts, my views on things. I was limiting myself, my gifts. I was limiting myself completely, to be able to fit into a box that is called life, or somebody else's life. I was trying to conform to ideas that were placed on me from the past or from my own self. And little by little, you start adapting new habits. And like I explained to them in one of the lines, because there were 10 steps, and one of them said that, I was negating the feelings I was trying to absorb from life that were kind of filtering in me, but I wasn't really ready to even acknowledge them. And that's when overweight issues, I think, tend to happen, because it's hormonal also. But you don't realize that you're not feeding yourself properly, because you can be fat and not eat, okay? Which could be a lot of us. We tend to think the reverse idea of like, if I don't eat, I won't get weight, or I'll lose weight. Actually, that's the opposite. After studying a few articles about the biochemistry of the cells of the human body, of the systems within the human body, of the mindset and how it affects the whole chemistry within your organ systems, I started to understand my own process of how I was negating that voice with food. Whenever I did get to eat, what did I eat? I was recalling when my kids were younger. This person within the family would tell me I had to eat everything that my kids left. I had never heard this in my life. I know I had heard it within the family of, like, you try not to waste food, right? But here I am trying to believe that I'm only capable, or not even capable, that I'm only worthy of clearing out my children's plates. So I adapted these ideas that I wasn't going to eat until my kids finished eating, and I would clean up the plate. And that was my food, the scraps. So you start to think that that is normal. You start to adapt those ideas that, oh, it's okay. And then you rush through the day, And I've seen this pattern in so many of us women that are moms, and we're at home. We're trying to raise these children. And this particular person I know does this. She doesn't give herself time. At one point I told her, hey, why don't you sit down? Sit down to eat. Eat with them. Eat with your children. Because then what they do is they will think that you're just there to serve them. They don't understand that, oh, you also eat, which is something I practice with my son. He has a need every second, right? And I let him know, listen, at this moment, I'm eating. You need to respect my time to eat, because I respect my time to eat. And they might take it, offensively in the beginning, but you really need to give yourself that time. That process of actually chewing your food and enjoying it, and be grateful and be in that moment of that food. I'm thinking the farmers that got me those damn vegetables. I'm thinking that cow that I just ate. Or whatever the reason is, But yeah, you start getting used to the scraps, the less than situation that happens within your life. And then you don't know why years of these ideas and toxicity gets you to that place. Then now you realize you have to do something about it. So the more you negate your truth, what you feel, what you desire, your own voice, because you're afraid to say, no, I'm not going to eat the scraps. I'm going to feed myself a beautiful plate. And that is why I love to plate my food. That is why now I take the time to sit and enjoy that. I put so much love into that food that I need to be grateful for that same love that I am putting on it. But I'm also giving it to myself. Before it would be, here is this beautiful plate of food that I'm giving you, and then I'm not doing anything for myself. That is in all of our areas of our lives. We love people too much. We don't love ourselves enough. We don't even give ourselves that decency of saying, I am going to love you today. I'm going to give you some rest. I'm going to prepare something delicious for you. I'm going to get to wear this fabulous outfit that I have there in the closet waiting for me. Or you love your partners. You love them. You give everything to them. You extend yourself to them. And you're left with the crumbs. If there's anything left, which is what I was saying. You overlove people, your children, your parents, your household, everything within you, and your job. And you're left with nothing. That's why you're tired. That's why you're exhausted. That's why your hormones are up the wall. It's all related. All of it. You're not just a body. You're a mind. What is that mind telling you? What are your thoughts telling you? That soul receives it and then expresses that energy into this physical body. And therefore you create a source of energy, which is, I'm creating love for myself. So therefore I am sharing that love. I am sharing that energy that is coming out. That is my truth. Not what you want me to be. Not what society wants me to be. Not what my spouse wants to be. all these things I've had to learn that I am my own source of truth. I have been searching so many years for something that I did not know. I searched it in religion. I searched it in friends. I searched it in my jobs. I searched it in other people. I searched it in my spouse. I searched it in other kinds of situations, books, things. It was all leading within me here to finally listen to what is in me. What am I negating? What am I, and this is for the addict. I think addicts tend to shut down that inner voice with drugs, with that high of, I'm up here, this makes me feel good. And you can be an addict in anything. It could be your job. It could be your lover. You're addicted to them. You're addicted to giving everything so much to your children. You're addicted to cleaning your house. You're addicted to that friend. You're addicted to material things. You're addicted to just being in nature alone. The addiction itself is just a high. It's your memory consistently living. It's your mind consistently living off of old memories. And you're consistently trying to get that high. Why? Because it's familiar to you. And the truth that is really, really deep inside you is trying to come up. And you're like, I'm not ready for it. I'm not ready to hear what it's saying. I'm not ready for that truth. Because with that, you will have to make changes. And let me tell you, with those changes, you're going to start to see people that really don't need to be in your life. You're going to see them disappear slowly but surely. And you yourself are going to see a lot of toxic traits within you, and you're going to recognize them, and you're finally going to say, oh shit, I am toxic too. Cut it out, honey. Clean it out of you. And what is your truth? That is all that matters. You, what is your real truth? Who are you really? After you've kind of like exposed everything that was imposed on you and that is not really you, what is left? So you're going to have to see and search deep in there, and you might not like what you hear or what you see within you, but the great thing about it is that you get to construct something out of it, because it's going to be you, your own truth. You finally cut that cord with that past and with that old programming, because that old programming was my ego, was certain things that were placed on me, and I kept feeding from it because somehow it was giving me a sense of purpose, a sense of validation. It was also giving me a high that I am important. But then I learned you do not need to have that drug source of the exterior. Because to be honest, I give two flying F's what you think of me. See, we will see in others what you see in yourself. So if your vision is clouded, I would check that. Because maybe you're self-loathing and you're projecting it onto other people. And that's really not your truth. You're just unhappy within yourself. Unhappy with the world you created, unhappy with your surroundings and the outcomes of your decisions. Okay, I just felt I had to say that today. So let's go ahead and search our truth. Just like we're sorting out these beans. Some are just a little not ready to be cooked. They're ready to be tossed. That's actually what's inside you. Those ideas, those impositions of life. This negative self-talk. Throw it out. What is your real truth? Okay? Don't be afraid of it. Who cares if they like your truth? It is yours. And that is the best way to sleep at night. When it's your truth. Have a fabulous